Hello, and welcome to a Summer Abroad series in which we interview professors of 2025 Summer Abroad programs. Today, I'm joined here with Professor Richard Greene, who will be leading an English course in Italy. So, to get us started, could you please share a little bit about your professional and academic background and what inspired you to pursue your current path and lead a creative writing course in Italy?
Great. Oh, wonderful question. I've been teaching at the university for a long time. I was initially hired to teach literary courses, but on the side, I was writing poetry, and I seem to be actually better at the poetry than what they hired me for. So I migrated that way. Most of what I teach these days is creative writing courses. And happily, I found myself involved with the summer abroad program, both in Oxford and in Siena, and in recent years, mainly Siena. And I've loved it. I've just loved the work and the opportunity to encourage students to make their own discoveries. So it's a great thrill for me, and I hope I can communicate that to the students when we travel.
Wonderful, thank you. And then, so now diving a bit more into the program, could you share what a typical day is like in the program? So, what can students expect on that front?
Yeah, there'd be really two kinds of days. There'd be in the morning there'll be teaching, or in the sense that a lot of it will be workshops. It'll be a lot of discussion, um, a little bit of lecturing. There's some things that well, I'll need to stand up and say and offer instruction, but a lot of what we do will be sharing our opinions and students sharing their work. That will be one kind of day. That will be the majority of the days. Another kind of day will be a field trip day. And we have a number of those, and we'll go to Florence, an astounding place, Assisi. And again, we're working on the organization of all this. So this is where it stands at the moment. Possibly a chocolate factory to get you something strange to write about. So we'll take you to where St. Francis of Assisi lived and the great painter Giotto painted, but we'll also take you to a chocolate factory on the way home. And somehow out of that, if a student isn't inspired, they're having an off day. And I'm hoping the students will consider as kind of a field trip going to the Palio horse race, which is quite an exciting event full of pageantry. And A longer trip to Venice. And what can I say about Venice? And a trip to an unusual small town called Volterra, which is associated with the Etruscan civilization, which is very ancient, older than the Romans. And they had their own artistic traditions. And the strangeness of it, I would be very surprised if that too did not inspire students uh, to take pen in hand or to type on the keyboard and to come up with their own ideas, their own stories, their own poems.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that Summer Abroad very uniquely offers is that balance of those classroom workshops, but then also going out and experiencing those field trips. So kind of building off of that, what would you say some of the highlights of this program are?
Oh, I'll answer that in a funny way. I think the highlight of this program is the sort of the completeness of the experience that on any given day, something important can happen in a classroom, something important can happen in the street, something important can happen just in conversation with one of the people, one of your fellow students, or with some stranger you've met on the street. It's for want of a better word, it's an immersive experience. It's You're going deep into a culture, not for a long time, but a month is a good long time, but a month of newness. And that I think is the absolute essence of the summer abroad program. Yes, there are other ways to learn, other great ways to learn, but this is splendid. Go to a place and be bombarded from all directions by beautiful and inspiring things.
Absolutely. And I could not agree more. It is a wonderful, immersive experience. So, building off of that, because I think this touches upon my next question, how do you feel learning and teaching abroad differs from learning and teaching in a traditional University of Toronto classroom?
Well, I'm a very happy teacher. It's my absolute favorite part of my job. And I'll be free to tell you, I hate filling out forms. I hate going to committee meetings, but I love going and talking in a classroom, especially if the students are contented and the course is going well. It's a real joy to me to do that. Having said that, there's something even more about doing an abroad course where the experience is so intense and includes, as I was saying a moment ago, so many factors, so that I'm there, I'm talking, and I'm enjoying this, and I'm engaging with people. But in a way, the culture is teaching them. The students are teaching each other. Their minds are going in all directions, and I have the happy task of witnessing it and cheering it on and helping people out as they need it. So from a prof's point of view, what's not to like?
Absolutely. And coming from a student's perspective, I could not agree more. You still have that kind of classroom dynamic, but it's just so enriching and immersive being in that new culture, which is truly amazing. So, my last question for you is what advice would you give to students before participating in your summer abroad program?
Yeah. Here is a particular suggestion. If you have the time, sign up for Duolingo Italian. Do a few exercises a day and get a few words. I speak some Italian, not a lot, enough that if we have a problem, I can fish us out of it. But a student who can walk into a restaurant or a shop and make a purchase, or go into a cafe called a bar and coffee and do so kind of proudly, ordering their espresso or their whatever. So I think that would be a wonderful way to get ready. And the other is, read the books in advance, and and really come with an open mind.
Absolutely. That preparedness just really sets you up for that month of success. And I could not agree more. And so those are kind of the key questions that I wanted to ask to really dive into your summer abroad course. So I want to thank you so much, Professor, for your time and for sharing all these insights. So thank you so much. And I'm sure students are very excited about your program.
Absolutely. And they should feel free to contact me if they want have a particular question. And my email address is out there. So feel free to contact. And thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to this.
Perfect. Thank you.